In business, we hope that we create long term relationships with our customers. Depending on what our specific business is, this may mean different things. In retail, a repeat customer may come in weekly or even daily. For other types of businesses, transactions with the customer will probably be less frequent. We often need to isolate specific transactions to be able to differentiate them from other transactions throughout the relationship. We're talking about specific projects or jobs. In the training industry, a job can be clearly defined as delivery of a particular product, like a single CBT series for QuickBooks 2015. Although I may work for a company for a long time, that is a particular project or job. In construction, it might be something like doing a bathroom remodel in one year, but then doing a kitchen remodel a year later. Two separate jobs, same customer. In QuickBooks, we use jobs to better organize and analyze information related to our customers. Jobs, of course, are optional, and for many businesses, we will not want to use them. But if we do, jobs can be created anytime after we create the initial customer record. To work with jobs, we're going to go ahead and display the Customer Center. We can do that in a variety of ways, but since the home screen is displayed, we'll just click the Customer's heading and wait for the center to appear, and we'll go ahead and maximize the screen. From the left-hand side of the screen, we can see that a customer we created has already been selected, and to create a job, we'll simply move to the upper left, display the New Customer and Job dropdown, and choose the second option, which is Add a Job. We should not be surprised that the next thing we see is a form. By the way, we can actually add jobs for a customer directly from any customer form or activity, including invoices and sales receipts. If we're ever working with a customer transaction and the job field appears, like anything else in QuickBooks, we can type a new job name, and when we move off of the field, if the job does not currently exist, we will be prompted to set it up, and it will show the form just like we're seeing it here. Really, the only thing we have to do is enter a job name. James is a residential customer and he wants to do a kitchen remodel, so we will type that in as remodel kitchen. Because we had a customer selected, it's designated on the right-hand side, but we could change the customer if it needed to be different. Normally, all of the information for the customer will also be filled in, but James doesn't have a complete customer record. In other words, we didn't fill in all of the phone number and contact information that we could when we set up his customer record. That's why it's blank. But know that if for this particular project, we need to have a different address or a different phone number, even though it was originally copied from the master customer record. Likewise, the other tabs along the left-hand side of the form will also copy over the default information, but any of it can be changed. There is something interesting, though, about the additional Info tab. One of the challenges of working with sales teams is deciding how to compensate them in order to motivate them to do their jobs to the best of their ability while not penalizing them for assisting their colleagues or sacrificing customer service because they don't want to help someone else's client. Competition versus collaboration is the balance. Well, QuickBooks has helped us take a step in the right direction. If you've never used QuickBooks before, you may not recognize that this feature wasn't always available. But now QuickBooks allows us to assign reps by job and not just by customer. That means the sales team can actually take credit for different jobs and not have to manage the customer as a whole. That can be beneficial. In addition to the tabs that we usually work with customers, now, of course, we're interested in the Job Info tab. This is where we get into the details of this particular job. We can put in a description, we can select from a job type, we can monitor the job's status, and we can even enter start dates, projected end dates, and actual end dates. Now, we might look at these and say, well, okay, but that's way too much detail. We don't need to track that information. And if that's true, then you're welcome to leave it blank. But by filling in these different pieces of information, it helps us both analyze as well as communicate within our own company. Providing information like this helps us analyze what type of work we're doing, how many open or closed or pending projects we have, as well as analyzing how well we're meeting our goals and objectives and seeing if we need to modify how we project end dates. All of that can certainly be useful in a company like construction. If it's not appropriate for the type of business that we work in, we can simply leave all of these things blank. After we're done working through all of the tabs and all of the fields, we'll simply click or tap OK on the bottom right of the form, which will close out the form and in this case, take us back to the Customer Center. What we can see is that jobs are indented below the actual company name when we're looking at the left side of the Customer Center window. That makes it easier to differentiate customers from jobs. We can see that jobs allow us to better track costing and profitability, as well as to be able to open and close segments of business that we do with our long term customers, instead of having kind of an open ended relationship over the years. Jobs are optional, but if they suit your business, they offer a simple way to more easily track, monitor, and manage your customer information.